How's it going, everyone, on this beautiful Sunday again here? My name is Mel from C2 REI, and with me I have Caesar Espino from C2 REI. How's it going, Caesar?
I'm doing good. How are you guys? Hope
So,
you're having an awesome day today.
yeah, I mean, it's a beautiful day. So, I wanted to share and talk a little bit about foreclosure.
I love the topic. That's
Yeah,
awesome, man.
it's one of the great topics, and this will help inform a lot of our viewers not only know a little bit about foreclosure, but can you let me know a little bit about the stages of foreclosure?
Yeah, definitely. So there are actually a lot of people don't know this. There are different stages in the foreclosure process, right? And a lot of people hear about the pre-foreclosure and also the foreclosure, which are two different stages in the process, right? Um, Essentially, there's about four different stages that I would consider. Number one is, your default stage, which a lot of times is referred to as your pre-foreclosure, and I'll go into that in a little bit. Let me just kind of go over the different stages. The second stage is really the foreclosure. That's actually after you've gone over a grace period in your default stage, and now actually becomes a foreclosure. After that, you have the foreclosure auction, which is going to come in right after that. And then, depending on that, it could be a fourth potential, stage, which will be an REO, right? And so that's kind of like, the four different stages, that we're going to go ahead and, go over.
Perfect. Also, can you share about different options that our viewers could have in regards to the foreclosure?
Yeah. So before I get into that, let me just kind of go more into detail with the four different options, right? The pre foreclosure or default stage, generally is, maybe you've missed a payment. Or maybe you had your husband, wife, boyfriend, girlfriend. You asked them to make the payment, yet they forgot to make the payment, and under the books, the bank or the mortgage company is going to take that as you being default, or you've defaulted on your loan, right? And so what they would do is they would send you a notification that you have defaulted on your loan, and they're asking you to please go ahead and get it back to current. A lot of times people, when they're in this stage, it could be, again, as simple as that, what I mentioned. It could also be that perhaps they are in some sort of hardship, and a lot of times people tend to get caught up and get back into making those payments. Unfortunately, there's a handful of people that do not get caught up with their payments, so then their default or pre-foreclosure stage now moves into a foreclosure. Now that's a little bit more serious, right? And let me tell you why that's serious. At that time, the clock is ticking. You have a very limited amount of time to either get current with your property, or you are gonna essentially lose that property, which is stage number three, a foreclosure auction, which means that you actually get a notification saying that on this particular date, you're gonna be foreclosed, and your house is gonna go for auction. Which at that point you have investors. Actually, the bank or the mortgage can take back the property they want, and that becomes an REO. A lot of times they don't want to do that. They would rather just give it to an in different types of investors that would buy in bulk, right? And so those are essentially the four different stages. You definitely don't want to, if you can, you want to avoid all of that. So, kind of going back to your, to your second question, there's definitely a couple of things that we can look at when it comes down to the foreclosure options. And so one of them is, you have essentially, you can reinstate your loan, so you can actually get current with your loan. You can refinance the property if you have some sort of a credit that can validate that. And a lot of times it's a little bit harder, yet you can. And what I mean, it's a bit harder is if you're already defaulted on your loan, that means that it's going to be hard for you to get a second loan.
How about if I have equity on the property?
Yeah, you can definitely do that. So you can definitely use that in deed of a little foreclosure, right?
Got it.
Which is, at that time, you can actually come in. Someone like myself can come in and buy that property from you. And if there's equity, a lot of times we can actually help you with that, you know.
Okay, perfect.
You can also have a short sale if you want to. You can actually go to your bank and talk to them and say, hey, instead of foreclosing me, can we work on a short sale, which means that they will work with you, and so instead of having a foreclosure hit on your credit, now you have a short sale, which again, you know, you can go out and buy a property rather quickly instead of, you know, waiting 10 years. And you know, the other thing that is very common is you can do a loan modification, right, to help you with that. So a lot of times that could be based on your PMI, it could be based on you know, the mortgage payments that you have, it could be based on the insurance, taxes, however it is that you have your loan you know, structure. You can make a modification, right, for that. So those are, you know, definitely, there's definitely different things. I do have here with me, if anyone is interested, I do have something that I can send you, and there's 7 ways that you can avoid foreclosure. And so it's some of the things we just talked about right now. So if any of you guys are interested, I can definitely, you know, have that out to you guys.
Definitely, that's going to be great for all the viewers. But the most important question here is solutions. What can C2 provide our viewers, and what kind of solutions can they be expecting?
Yeah, so definitely one of the first things that we will definitely do is I would look at your situation, understand, you know, at which stage you're in, right?
Okay.
If you're at the full stage, there's definitely a lot of things that we can do to try to save your house, and I'll really just bring some education. I'll educate you and kind of guide you as to what you should do, right? And so, you know, that's probably the only time that you're gonna be able to really save your house. If you're already on the foreclosure stage, that's a bit more difficult, right?
Yeah.
We can still save your credit, which means that, you know, the minute that you're financially stable again, and you can go back and have you know, you can get out of your hardship. You can go out and buy a property by saving your credit, right? We wouldn't be able to save your house, yet we can save your credit. And a lot of times that's very important, especially when you're going through some sort of you know, hardship. So we do have options in terms of that. I'll be more than happy to talk to you guys about those options. If you or anyone is going through a similar situation, or you know of anyone that might be in either you know, in a foreclosure stage, please let us know, and then we can try to help you guys out and you know, put out our options.
I think the best solution and the best answer is seek the help, ask the question,
Yep.
and Caesar will be able to help you.
Yeah, definitely. All right. So till next time, guys. Really enjoyed having you guys out here. So enjoy the rest of your weekend, and today's Sunday, and hope to see you guys soon. Thanks.
Have a good one.
All right. Thank you.
Definitely.